Hi everybody, I'm back. I didn't come back on like I said I would in a couple of days. I've already had my surgery. Today is August 9th, and I had my 3-week update appointment with my doctor, post-op appointment. It went great. Turns out I'm down officially 21 pounds, unofficially 26. So it's been great. I want to tell anybody out there that's thinking about this surgery that you should do it. My first video I talked about some of the reasons that I had, and I'd like to talk about how the surgery went. The surgery went great. I had the DS loop with the gastric sleeve surgery. After surgery, I was in a little bit of pain, but the doctor told me that I would be in pain for my heart area because he had to fix a hernia, and was right behind the heart, my heart, and so that pain, I had pain there. I didn't have pain anywhere else. Even up until a few days ago when I started my phase 3 blended foods, did I even think he had done the gastric sleeve? I haven't had any problems getting water down. I haven't had any problems. I'm laying in bed. And I haven't had any problems getting any protein shakes down. It's been rather easy. I've stayed hydrated. Wasn't in any pain. I stopped the pain meds, the liquid codeine. I stopped it pretty, like maybe 2 days, 3 days after I came home. It was just my heart that actually I was in pain. When I was in the hospital, I started walking right away because I didn't feel bad at all. Of course, the pain meds helped, but I would do 2 laps around the hospital ward that I was in. Every time I walked, I was getting my liquids down. I was tracking how much I was drinking, the little tiny cups and ice chips. That was like probably the hardest part, is not drinking or having even ice chips for 6 hours after surgery. But once I was able to get liquids in, it felt so good because I was so thirsty. Lots of Sorry about that. It's right now 2:39 a.m. in the morning, and I just can't sleep, so I thought, well, I'm going to get up and get on here and talk to you about what happened. I was excited today because of my doctor's appointment, and they do weigh me by the thing that's called the Body Works, and maybe next time I'll show you my paper, but it measures not just your weight. It measures your bone mass. It measures your BMI, your body index, weight index, which is, mine was 45, and now I'm down to 41, which is good. It measures the water you have in your body. It measures the water you have in your cells. It measures the water you have outside of your cells. It measures the fat around your organs. It measures how much each arm weighs, each leg, your torso. It's a great indicator. for the doctors so they could see how you're progressing and to make sure you're not going to lose any muscle or too much muscle. You do lose muscle, but the doctor said if I was in the 10%, that was great. I was doing really good. He's very pleased with what I've lost. I've done very good with my weight loss and my hydration, and so it was a good visit. I was pretty happy with the way it went. I do want to talk about dumping syndrome right now. So today I didn't cheat, not really, but I was so happy I went to see my sister, and afterwards she said, well, let's go have something to eat. And I haven't been out to a restaurant at all, but she decided she was wanting tacos, and I said, well, that's good, because I could have beans, because I've had beans now that I'm on the blended food. You could have canned refried beans, and I've had that with a little bit of cheese on top, and I've had avocado. So I ordered a side of beans, a la carte type of stuff, a side of beans, a side of like a 2-ounce thing of guacamole, and I thought, well, I could try it. It has other stuff in it, which is tomatoes and onions and chili, and then a side of potatoes, because you could have potatoes, but these were fried potatoes. So I think maybe that's where I went wrong. So I just had a couple of, maybe 4 spoons of the beans. They were delicious, and but I like the canned beans too. So, and they were good, and the potatoes were just okay. The fried feel, that doesn't seem to appeal to me anymore. And the guacamole was delicious, but it was too hot, and I just had like a tiny bit of on my fork so I could try it. And so I came home and was fine, and then all of a sudden got rumblings and had the dumping syndrome, which is you have to go to the bathroom right away. And I did, and thank goodness, because I do not mind this dumping syndrome, because I hate to say it, but I've been constipated. When you're drinking mostly protein and getting a lot of protein, and for the DS Glo, you have to have a lot of iron, which is taking the Celebrate vitamins, 45 multivitamins, 45, which means it has a lot of iron, and so that part has not been good at all. But if you plan and you do good, you could rectify it. But this was good. So I don't recommend getting dumping syndrome, but in this case, I welcomed it, and I didn't cheat. So I also felt good that I had things, even though I had a couple of those potatoes, they were just okay, and it was really good, because sometimes you feel like you're missing out, and you're really not. You think, oh, that wasn't as good. I also tried coffee this week, because I made a pot for my mom, and I know I'm supposed to have the decaf coffee, but I thought, well, I'm needing a little bit of energy. I've been a little bit tired, and so I got a cup of coffee, and it was okay, but it tasted more like tea with cream and sugar, a sweetener. But so that wasn't as expected, and so I'm thinking, well, it wasn't that good Java flavor that I was looking for, so I'm good with not having it anymore. Might try it again later. We'll see. I'm adding it to my list of foods that have changed for me. One of the things that I've done is I created a tracker so I could track the weeks the week before surgery diet in the hospital, what I was having in the hospital, so I can make sure I'm staying hydrated. And also when I started this stage 2, which is after this 2 days in the hospital, which is stage 1, we go to a stage 2. And I needed to track vitamins, my chewable vitamins, and my calcium. DS Loop requires 4 chewable vitamins of 500 milligrams each a day. And so I want to make sure I'm getting that because I forget. My job is watching my mother. She's 90 years old and she has dementia, so I'm her full-time caretaker. So I get busy and I forget. And I need to have a tracker. And it also feels good just to mark it off. It's like I did it. And so I'll maybe in another time I'll show you my tracker. I had it in the hospital, and I'm really happy that I did because my doctor saw it. The nurse and the nutritionist that came in and visited me just check on how I was doing and give me instructions for the next couple of weeks leading up to today's doctor visit. And they saw my tracker and they loved it, which made me feel really good. And my doctor told me, well, if you type it up and create it, he goes, you could possibly sell it. And he goes, we'd be probably interested in it. It looks like it's something that would be useful to other patients. So that's what I did. I worked on it, and mine's just on graph paper. So I was trying to be creative and do the tracker, being creative, but I did it on PowerPoint, and I gave it to him today, and I showed him, I made up some samples with their material in it, and the material that they hand out to us, because that's what I was going by. I took everything that it was in their material, and I put it onto my tracker, that what I needed to track. And so he liked it. They're going to have a meeting, and he said he'd bring it up and possibly endorse me for other bariatric centers. So that's something I'm working on, something that's new and fun and creative. As you know, if you stay at home with one of your parents and you take care of them, it could get a little boring and trying, because what you're dealing with all day. It's a hard job. A lot of people don't think it is until they have to do it, like I did. So that was another positive thing that happened. It's been happening with me. Also, I didn't bring this up the last time, but I want to mention it now. And this is such a huge change, and it's a great feeling to make these changes that I needed to make for a long time. That when I was going through the program, you have to see the nutritionist, and you have to see, and so you can learn everything you need to learn about taking care of your body and making these life changes. But you also have to change your mind. So they also have a behavioral psychiatrist or psychiatrist, I think, or psychologist. And I really like the one lady that they had, the doctor. She has a PhD in psychology. And when I filled out my paperwork on all the questions and that they give you, and then they also had a questionnaire on a computer that was easier to answer, I was honest. And I urge you to be honest when you take yours, if you're going through this process, because I thought, I know I stress eat. I know I eat when I'm happy, I eat when I'm sad, I eat when I'm stressed. And I need to change that. I need to have a different outlet. And being home all the time is really hard to have any kind of outlet. It's hard to get out. It's hard to to get someone to come in and stay with my mom so I can get out and do enjoyable things other than eat. And usually that's what it was. I was going out and stopping at fast food and eating, and so I had gained some weight since I've been doing this, and it was bothering me, and I was a little depressed. And so the doctor says, well, I want you to be successful, and so I'm going to set you up with some appointments with a psychologist. And so she did that, and this was during the program, probably the last month before I had my surgery. And she hooked me up with a really great guy, and he's perfect. He's actually perfect for me and my personality. It's just amazing. He's helped me. He's helped me get exciting things to do in my life and to bring back some of the fun things I used to do. I have a lot of hobbies, but I wasn't doing any of them. I was too tired, and that was part of the depression. Or I'd just rather sleep, or I'd stay up late just watching TV or mindless eating. And so I've been working on that, trying to do mindful eating. And when I do eat, that's a hard thing to do because I'm always busy, and my mom wants to sit in front of the TV, and I don't want her to eat alone. But it's been going great because I've actually had her start on Meals on Wheels, and so I'm not having to cook and being tempted, and she's getting what she needs with her nutrition, and she's getting a variety of foods also, because my variety is really still very small of what I could eat and what I want to try to eat. Blended foods, it wouldn't satisfy her at all. So it's worked out really good at getting her on Meals on Wheels. And I know a lot of people, they can't do that. They have to cook for their family still or eat with their family. So it's all a personal adjustment to what your schedule is. And so I just wanted to bring that up to be honest when you're doing your psych eval, so you could get the help you need. I feel like I'm getting the help that I needed, and a lot of other things too. Just things on. He's so knowledgeable on everything that I'm really happy that I didn't lie. And it's not just lying, because if you're lying to yourself, and if you want to address your stress eating, because it's so easy to get angry and upset and just want to eat. And everybody that's overweight and heavy, they know what that's about. And if you don't fix that, you don't want to be stuck in a situation where you get sick because you've eaten something you shouldn't have, or you've not so much cheated, because I cheated today with a good result. But you don't want to go back to bad habits, and it's so easy to do. But I really want to make this change, and I really enjoy healthy food, so I'm going to try, to keep on going and making changes, and try to get creative with the things I can eat. I used to be a cook, so I'm hoping I could get creative once I could start eating regular food and introducing different things into my diet. I hope I could do that. So we'll see, and maybe I'll share some recipes and some tips and hints that have been working for me, and that hopefully will work for me as I go along. And that's probably all I wanted to talk about today and this evening. The hospital stay was good. just if you're considering it, if you have any questions, message me. You could subscribe or just say hi, and I'll say hi back. And I'd like to hear other people's stories. So if you have a vlog, I'd like to see how your surgery went as well. And that's all. Have a good night.